All right, here is where there's two of these. This is a ignition coil, and that's one. And to remove it, you remove this cover here, and underneath it, there's a little thing, and it's kind of like one of these types of connectors, sort of. Not that connector, but it's a different kind. And the way you remove it is you have to take the tab and then sort of pull it outward. Well, there's like a boot cap thing, and then you find this little tab on one side of it, and you kind of pull it, pry it apart, and then that should open up the thing, so you could pull the plastic boot off, and then there's a rubber boot that's got the connector, and you can pull that off. And then there's another connector underneath it, and then there's another one right down here, and it's right there. You can see that boot, plastic boot, and then the connector here. It's identical. This is another ignition coil. And to get at it, I had to remove the battery, and you'll be able to reach it. Otherwise, you can kind of reach like this if you have tiny hands, but my arm is like thick enough it won't go. And it's also just easier this way. And to pull it out, for this one's kind of tricky. You pull this tab out this way. You got to put gloves on because you got to put a lot of force on it. And you pull it out this way, and then you use a little I'm trying to remember what I used. I used something that was like kind of tiny and pointy or something. It was a small screwdriver, and I just pried it, stuck it sort of in there, and pried it out this way, adding a little force, and then that loosened it enough where it would just pop out a little bit. Then you can pull it out, and that's it. And once all those electrical wires are removed, you can then test it, and you test between the two leads down here because it's two separate wires. You get one resistance there, and then you do it between one of the wires and down here, and this is the high, I think it's called high tension. Oops, shit. And between those two to get the second resistance measurement, and both of these tested out okay, so that's not the problem.